speaking of undisputed, right? So Errol Spence, who lost the undisputed bout against Terrence Crawford, he's finally broke his silence. He's back on the internet. He's back talking, and this time, actually, more than talking, he showed that he just got surgery. It had to do like cataracts or whatever. All good there. Got some questions there, but where I'm not all good is, I think he said something along the lines of, "Yo, this has been, I've been needed this. Why you think I was getting hit with so many, jabs and hooks? Good performance to bro though." The
Right.
night of the fight when Errol lost, Errol said, "Listen, even if I had an excuse, I wouldn't give it to y'all." And then this does sound like an excuse. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's been, oh, y'all sticking up for Errol this, y'all sticking up for Errol that. But when it sounds legitimate, I will say it sounds legitimate. When it doesn't, I will say it doesn't. And I don't think this information needed to come out. You know what I'm saying? If you were going to get your surgery, you could have did your thing on the low, because I did Google it and it said, cataracts could be days to weeks of recovery. So it's not like it's a 6-month recovery. I feel like you could have did this, laid low, got this taken care of, and nobody really needed to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree with that. I think he could have just went with those words that he explicitly wrote on Instagram, I believe. I think it could have just went without. He could have just posted, "Oh, yeah, I just got eye surgery. I'll be back." Timeline wise, is going to probably push the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence bout a bit further back, right? Only because of the outside of the recovery time, I don't know if he can train with it. More than like he probably could, because my father got the same surgery where like you develop cataracts in your eyes and they kind of shave off a layer so you get that vision back. But it's crazy because he seems too young to even have that type of issue. But I think it might be related to the torn retina or the detached retina that he's
Is it the
had
same
in the
eye?
past.
Is it the
I
same eye?
believe so. I believe this is the same eye, because that is pretty odd that he's at that age and he needs to have cataract surgery right in his eye.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like whoa. I know it's funny too because Terrence Crawford actually responded and was like, basically like, yo, alluding to Errol Spence fans, like, yo, you guys are basically don't know what you're talking about because you need to have an eye exam before you even go into the bout, right? You need to kind of essentially get approved in order. So essentially stop using this as an excuse.
Yeah.
And I'm with him on that one, because it's like, if hypothetically speaking, Spence, you had to get this done and you went into the fight with blurred vision in one eye, that's your own fault. Like,
Right.
come on. Like, even if you have to kind of somehow lie during the eye exam and say, "Oh yeah, I can see," and kind of make it work that way, come on, that's ultimately your fault, 100%.
Right. And we've seen him pull. And even though I'm gonna speak on the difference after, but we seen him pull out of a fight because surgery was needed before the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? Which led to
Yes.
Ugas getting that fight. But I think the difference here, even though like I still said, this no one needed to hear this. I think if anything, he should have addressed what Victor Conti said.
Yes.
Maybe address the broken rib. Maybe he should have addressed that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll admit this now just does sound like excuses, something that you hadn't given us, but if in fact something's wrong with the eye, right? I think the only difference between the Manny Pacquiao fight and this fight is this fight's been building so long. They've been going at it so long. You know what I'm saying? The Manny Pacquiao fight, even though it was lucrative, it wasn't a huge background there. So I was like, all right, but if Errol Spence was to pull out of a Terrence Crawford fight, the way they would have killed him, like, yo, nah,
Yeah.
you scared, bro. We always knew you were scared. So, a little bit of
Yeah.
pride there. But like I said, man, get well soon, definitely. Of course, like any boxer, get healthy. I want to see them fight as long as they want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want anything negative to happen to any of them. But I don't think we needed to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you should have addressed, if you were going to come out and speak and break your silence on it, you should have addressed what people have been saying, such as, the mountain run, the broken rib, stuff like that. I think that would have been more worth your time to address those things.
I agree, and just confirm if there's any truth to it or if there's not any truth to it, because then at that point it's not like you're bringing up anything. You're more so kind of addressing it to provide clarification or just rule it out in general, right? Like, hey, stop listening to all the noise. None of that happened. Or, hey,
Yeah.
there's some truth to what he's saying. That is true, but nonetheless, please don't speak on my situation, right? Just to kind of give us more insight, right? Because
Yeah.
regardless the eye situation, to me, all the speculative ideas or what potentially may have been wrong with Errol Spence, I think what Victor Conte said probably makes the most sense, but the question is whether or not it's true, right? And that's a totally different argument there. So
Yeah, and then also, he was on a bit of a Twitter rant. So I'm just wondering, is it getting to him, or is he kind of just like, listen, I don't care, but I used to be on Twitter, anyways. I'm back to just being my normal self. You know what I'm saying? So I do question that. Me personally, I actually don't think it's people are saying it's pushing the fight back. I don't think it's pushed the fight back. I think what has pushed the fight back is, I think, the separation with Showtime and now the Amazon thing. I think it's all still getting worked out how this is gonna play out. So I think the fight was already pushed back anyway, which probably why something like this can get fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
So
That makes sense.
I think everything on PBC is pushed back a little bit because they got to deal with Amazon, but you still got to figure out logistics of how everything is going to work. This is a new partnership. You know what I'm saying? It's new to the Amazon platform. So I think while all those get tweaked out, I think that's why PBC is schedule is going to be backdated just a little bit. I don't necessarily think this is what's pushing the fight back. I think the rematch is going to happen, just like the regular fight. How people were saying it wasn't going to happen, and it happened. I think the rematch is going to happen. Just working out the specifics. It seems like Bud knows it's going to happen. It seems like
it's definitely going to happen, and I think it's happening at 147 too.
I think so. I think I heard that they was like, all right, since it was that, so let's fight at 147.
That's a good point, though. That's a good point, though. I didn't factor in the Amazon deal. That's definitely a good point.
Yeah. What's interesting though is, I mean, because the rematch is not going to be undisputed. I think it should happen at 54, but if it happens at 47, I'll say this. I think if Terrence is going to stay at 47 for it, then the Boots fight can happen as well. But if he's going to go to 54, as he's been alluding that he was going to do, and I think recently it looks like Jermell is looking better on those charges, and then you know what I'm saying, so that could potentially line up the Crawford Charlo fight. So I think if it's not going to be undisputed, it might as well be at 54 if you're going to go there anyway. But if you have no intentions on going there, I feel you saying, listen, I'm staying at 47. That's what we got to fight at. I'm the champion. I won. You know what I'm saying? I dictate stuff. But if you're going to go there anyway, I feel like it should just happen at 54. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Terrence Crawford, he's an odd fellow. He's I don't know. I like him at times, but he's just not like a straight shooter, right? Because he mentioned, he struggled to make 147 during a press conference, and he said, yeah, the next fight can definitely be at 154, but negotiations come. Now you want to fight at 147. I think it's more of a strategic move than anything, and him kind of like, nah, if he's struggling to make weight, I'm going to use every advantage I have to my disposal to, make that fight happen on 147, and then I'll decide to move up. That's what I think is going to happen. So,
yeah, and I mean, I get it. Listen, you won the first fight, you call the shot, so no knock on Terrence there. But my daughter's screaming in the background, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap. I don't know if you can hear her. I'm gonna go check on her. But listen, new year, keep supporting the channel. Please keep subscribing. We need those subscribers. I'm gonna start saying at the beginning and at the end of the videos. Definitely, just trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber plateau, and then keep taking it from there. But like, comment, subscribe. Definitely, the engagement's really been up, so we appreciate you guys. The people who say, yo, I really feel y'all. The people who say, yo, y'all idiots. We appreciate all y'all, man. So like, comment, subscribe. 2 cents short of $1, and we out.